Hey guys, so here we are. You might have seen by that photo that I've posted that the unthinkable's happened. We've had a breakdown. So it happened on Thursday last week. We were coming into, we were heading north of Adelaide, cruising along. We were probably about 120 k's north of Adelaide, heading up the centre. And we were 10 k's just south of a small town called Lochiel, and the car felt like it was just lacking power, you know, like I was on a headwind or something like that. And then I noticed there was a slight, you know, rattling in the motor, so I thought, oh, we better pull over and have a look. So pulled over, lifted the bonnet. The car stalled. I don't know why, but it stalled. I started it up again, and it started okay, but there was just that rattling noise. So not sure what it was, but I thought, well, I said to Lena, I said, we're about 10 k's out of this small town. Let's see if we can just take it easy and get into this town at least, rather than being stuck out the road. So I started up, and we just took it easy, you know, between 60 and 80 k's into town. The noise was still there. It didn't seem to be as bad, I didn't think. Anyway, we were lucky. Where we pulled up to, just when we got into town, there's like a mechanics and RAA, which is like roadside assist. Basically, we're in RACQ for South Australia. So we pulled in there. We went in and chatted to them, and they said because we've got ultimate care with RACQ, they can look at the car and, you know, then tow us if we need to be towed somewhere. So the mechanic come out, nice bloke, Greg. He's like the driver, tow truck driver and everything, you know. We found out later this town is so small, you've got no idea. Anyway, I might chat about that later. Anyway, so he had a look at the car and seemed to think it could be like an injector. To me, I was hoping that's all it was, an injector just not working properly, and just for some reason just a bit rattly there. I did have new injectors put on the car before I left, so that sort of thing shouldn't happen. Anyway, so that's all right. So we got then we had to make a decision on what we were going to do, where we were going to take the car, because he couldn't fix it. So he said, you know, so they rang around, tried to get us into Ford, Port Augusta, all these other places, west, east. And in the long run, he said, you're probably better off going back to Adelaide, because at least parts will be more available, and, you know, you're only 130 k's away, so better off going south than north. So Ford places there couldn't get us in. They're all booked out for 2 weeks, so we ended up going to a smaller place called Norwood Auto Services, who said they'd have a look at it. So then our option was, what do we do with the van? He could tow us there as well, you know, and put the van in a caravan park. But guess what? Because of the footy round is all in Adelaide, and because of public holidays and everything, school holidays coming up, everything was completely booked out, so we couldn't get the van in anywhere. So our option was to send the car down, get it all sorted, and then hopefully bring it back, and then we'll be right. So here in this small town, they've got a footy oval, and they have free camping out here. You've got toilets and water, you know, water tap, you know, if you need water as well. So we figured, well, that's probably our best option. Drop us out there in the van. We can stay out here and hopefully get the car sorted, you know, in a day or two and get it sent back, and away we keep going. So, you know, that all sounds well and good. So the next day, the mechanic rings me and tells me our probably worst nightmare is that one of the cylinders has failed. So the third cylinder in the motor, which is common in these motors, has failed. Normally it goes by, they fail because of an injector fail, but he seems to think it's not that, and he thinks it might have been something else. So I don't know, until I chat with him a bit more, I'll find out. So he said he has rebuilt these motors, but it would take him 2 weeks or more. So the next option was to put a second-hand motor in that had done less Ks. Mine's done 212,000. So he ended up ringing around, and he could get a motor that's done 77,000, and it's going to cost us this amount of money, which is probably money that we got available, but it was for our trip. So we sort of we had some warranty that we could use on that, so we're using some, what we max we can use on that, but we're still got to come up with X amount of dollars. I don't need to go into dollars. So that's sort of where we're at, basically. So now it's Sunday, so we've been here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow, RACQ have been really good because the car's not apparently going to be ready till Tuesday or possibly Wednesday. RACQ now are going to tow us down to a caravan park, which is nearby, near where the car is. So at least we're down there near the car. We can go and check it out, go and chat to the mechanic tomorrow, which this is Monday, will be. Yeah, hopefully it'll be ready Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we're right to go again. But it's just the unknown of, like, are we doing the right thing? Are we going to have more problems? I spent a lot of money on the car before we left to make sure these things wouldn't happen, and it's happened anyway. A bit sort of shattered about it all, really. But, shit happens. I think you sort of got to look forward and look past that. At least we're safe. We're covered for this scenario, which was sort of like one of our worst scenarios. We're sort of covered. And we just got to look forward and look past it. So I think going forward from here, like I said, the car should be right Wednesday, all going well. We'll probably just head north again like we planned. Maybe just take it easy, make sure the car's all good, everything's right, and we don't have to take it back to the mechanic for something he hasn't done or whatever. So we might spend a day or two just not going too far, so that we could get back if we need to. And then just head north and head up the guts, to Ayers Rock and Alice, and then eventually on to Darwin, So that's basically where we're at the moment. This place where we've been, this small town, they've been really good here. Yeah, they've really looked after us, sort of embraced us, really. The tow truck driver and mechanic and the receptionist there, they were awesome, getting us all sorted. Bob, the bloke that looks after this footy ground and the community centre, which is sort of basically attached to the footy ground or just beside the footy ground. Friday night they had sort of meals and drinks there. There's nothing else in the town. There's a butcher's. There's not even a service station. Even the mechanics haven't got any petrol. there's not even like a little milk bar, cafe, nothing. There is nothing here, you know. There's a church, I don't think it's even open. Yeah, so, and I think the town is 50 people, 50 population. So, yeah, so Friday night they were really good. They were doing a raffle and they sort of mentioned about us, and everyone seemed to know all about us, and, you know, sort of everyone was really, you know, just asked us if we needed help or if we needed anything, you know, to give them a yell. And plus also in the campground here too, we met some really nice caravanners as well, and they were awesome. You know, it was good to chat with them, and you know, just, you know, someone to chat to and lend an ear to, sort of thing, or lend an ear from. And yeah, it was pretty good in that sense too. So we met some really nice people. You know, there was one couple and they'd been through even the same thing that we're going through. They had a Toyota Prado. It happened to them, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and they were stuck up at Three Ways, which is sort of in between Darwin and sort of Alice Springs, and going across to Queensland. And they were stuck there for basically 3 days trying to get organised, and, you know, a truck and whatever to get them back where they needed to be. I think they were from Queensland. We were all from Queensland here, so it was really weird. But anyway, so we, in one sense, you know, we're pretty lucky that we sort of covered, and we're in a cruisy little spot. Yeah, I might do a video of where we're at and just show you where we're at the moment. We're all lonesome. The caravanners that were here just left this morning, so we're out here on our own. It's about 33 degrees, but we're sort of under, we had a bit of shade from a tree. We've got the generator, so we can whack that on if it gets too hot. But we get shade, and the wind's sort of pretty cooling. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, might keep you updated on what's going to happen. You know, if I post this before we've picked up the car, and yeah, let you know how we're going from there. Anyway, cheers guys, stay cool. Anyway, so here's our trip so far, all the way down there, blah 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 blah, down through here, and we're basically here just 130 k's north of Adelaide, in the small town called Lochiel. This is a footy oval. That's a community centre over there. Footy oval is pretty dry, but they have been watering it. So hopefully the wind's not too bad. Hopefully you can hear me. So this is where we are. We're camped here underneath this nice little tree. This has been our home for the last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 4 days, yeah. So today's the last day. We moved tomorrow. And there was a few other happy caravanners along here, you know, which give us some good support. But yeah, this is it. This is where we've been living for the last 4 days. You'll see there's a playground there, and just up past the playground is the toilets, you know, so there's toilets there that we can use with water beside it. There's netball court there, and that's the community centre, which they only open up on a Friday night, just to serve meals and drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it guys, that's where we're at. It's not the end of the world, you know. It has been pretty hard, I can tell you. It's not what we planned, but we have plans in place if this did happen. And it is a bad scenario. Is it the end of the world? Nah, there's lots of worse things happening to people out there. You know, and I am a bit disheartened with how, you know, with what's happened and how I've gone about things, you know, making sure that this probably wouldn't happen, but it's happened anyway. But anyway, time will tell if everything goes well from here. Take it easy.